Thank you guys for watching the Animal One Guys YouTube channel. If you like my content, leave a comment down below. Ask me questions, let me know what you liked about it. And hey, click on the little like button. But please, if you want, go ahead and subscribe, because it helps my channel out. That way you can stay up to date with all my videos. And if you want, click on the bell icon to get notified. Right? Right? Huh? 1 out of 2. Not bad. Let's talk about one of the risks of co-habbing bearded dragons, whether you're co-habbing male-female or female-female. I couldn't recommend male-male because I don't see a situation really where dominance wouldn't eventually become a big issue. Now, remember, there will always be dominance. There will always be a hierarchy, even in a female and female co-hab, so keep that in mind. But one of the issues can be getting injured while feeding. And that's really competitive feeding, because they don't really understand like what we do. And I'm going to show you this, which is, in my opinion, it's really important. It does not happen normally when you feed greens, because when you feed greens, they just sit there and they just eat, they eat their own food. But it does happen when I feed bugs. And I've talked about feeding bugs before, wanting to feed, they need protein, they need high calorie, but not all the time. So adult bearded dragons should be eating bugs once a week. I like to do dubia roaches because I can grow them myself. So I know they don't have parasites. I know they don't have all this other thing built in. But this is what I want to show you to look out for. There's a potential when one of them gets done eating the dubia first and the other one is still chewing. If you're feeding next to each other like this, they will bite at the other one and try to grab the dubia out of the other one's mouth. That can lead to biting the face, biting in the eye, and those are things you need to look out for. Normally, if you know that this is going to happen, it's easy to prevent. And you can prevent by feeding them both at the same time. So did you see how Clementine is just watching Phoenix eat like that? And look how she goes for it. And look how they go for each other. Now, I'm going to prevent this because I'm going to hold them back. But you see that nip and she missed, and you see her go for it. Now, that has the potential to lead for issue. Now, I only showed you that this one time to show you on video. So, how do I feed? I separate. I get some distance. And then I always am feeding. I always make sure there's a dubia in these mouths like crazy. So, boom, boom. And now my tongs are already loaded with another dubia waiting. So, okay, Clementine's done first. We feed. Look at Phoenix. She was already going to look over there. We move her back. Move her back over and feed her. Hi. Okay. Now watch. Clementine's observing. We get over here. We feed her. Okay. Phoenix is done. She's loaded. We feed her. Okay. We look, Clementine is done. She's looking. Boom. So as long as we keep it moving and we keep enough distance, that way if someone does get done ahead of time, you have enough distance to intervene at the, chance someone's running. It also gives someone the chance to finish swallowing. You're just eyeing these. So that way, they'll stop running at the other one if the dubia is finished. So if, Phoenix or Clementine saw the other one and the roach in their mouth, but by the time the roach is all gone, they would immediately finish. Now, they're not doing it for aggression. They're just doing it because think of like two babies where the one baby loves chocolate and it's trying to pull the chocolate, out of the other baby's mouth. That's all that it wants to do, is it wants to go for those dubias. And it's not a big deal. You just let it go by. She's got a big old roach. She's done. Phoenix had a pretty large one. Now these roaches, they're really important. Why I feed dubias as well, because they're so crunchy on that outer carapace that it helps clean their teeth. That's right. It will help clean their teeth. All that biting, all that chewing gets right in there and it cleans their teeth. If you feed dubia sometimes, I'm going to tell you this now, do not be alarmed sometimes if you see a little cut on the inside of your bearded dragon's mouth that they got from maybe one of the legs or that. That can happen when you're feeding bugs, more prevalent in babies. One more for you, Phoenix, if you would like it. Because sometimes these guys could have little sharp areas. That's okay. That's normal. It's normal to happen to the bearded dragon, and you don't have to worry about it. Also keep in mind that these guys have a gullet, right down here, their beard section. See how full that is? They don't always swallow these guys down. Sometimes they'll just let it fill up in their gullet. And it's very common when you're cohabbing that they think they need to store as much food in this gullet region as possible to just get as many in there to prevent the other one from getting them. So every once in a while, they'll have to slow down. You may see them spit their gullet content back into their mouth, chew it, and then actually swallow it down, where they'll have a nice flat gullet. Look how fat Phoenix's tongue is. She's got a huge tongue. But that's it. It's simple cohabbing. Keep them separate, because otherwise you could have misbites. Keep feeding. You do those two things, you won't have to worry about it. The only thing you'll have to worry about after is the giant double poop, and you hope they poop at this relatively the same time. Otherwise, you're cleaning the tank twice in that day. Otherwise, they're all nice and fattened out. Got a good handful of dubias each. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. Thank you guys for supporting my reptile rescue family.